that counselor?
The counselor? Well, the counselors were really, that my friends were saying this stuff, and they were, honestly, I didn't really know what happened at that point. I was a bit scared because I remember my parents getting really upset that I brought dishonor. And I remember for an entire week straight, I was in my room and my dad just yelling. And I wasn't really called down, no, for anything like that. I was treated for my eye, but other than that.
When was this? When the counselor called? And
it was in middle school. So I think it was a 6th or 7th grade.
The counselor called your parents about an issue?
Yeah.
And what was that?
That there were marks on me, and that they were concerned that something was going on because my friends had were concerned, that they were voicing those concerns.
Okay.
Yeah, because it just didn't seem normal. Like, this is Rifqa of all people. Like, she's just so Rifqa, like I was the type of person where, man, yeah, nothing bad happened. It was kind of like the good girl type of thing. You're very.
Do you know which counselor that was that called?
I don't. He had gray hair, but other than that,
okay.
And glasses.
All right. And one final question for you.
Go ahead, sir.
And it's another one of those, what does devout mean? This is what does death mean, okay?
Okay.
Because contextually, in some religions, in some cultures, not just religions, but overall cultures, death doesn't mean a physical death. It means an excommunication or a driving out of somebody from a culture. Okay, you're dead to me, or you're no longer part of my family.
Yeah, that's
no longer part of what we do here, whether it's religiously or culturally or whatever. Okay. In that context, okay, you're a very intelligent young lady. In that context, if your father were to say, "I'm going to kill you," or words to that effect, is that I'm going to physically make you dead, or does it mean you're no longer part of my family?
Here's the thing.
Because it's very important.
Very important.
And I need to make that clear.
The reason, honestly, I would not have hopped on the bus for 27 hours and all this happened if I thought that I was going to be ostracized from my family. I mean, no. I knew this threat was real. Why? Because I had heard of cases like mine so similar that it was scary to me. Amina and Sarah Said, there's another story that I'd heard of a girl that she was not even for being an apostate, but it was something small for dating boys. They had put her on a plane, 2 girls, to send them back to their native land where they could do whatever they want. They refused and hopped out of that plane. Their father shot them to death. Because this stuff is and you guys may be thinking, well, he's a father. You guys probably have children, daughters. I don't know if you have daughters of your own, and to think, how could a father possibly think of it? Thing is, it's not his choice. If he, and that's one thing I need you guys to understand. It's not just him, but it's the entire community edging him on, and because it's law. It's Sharia law, if you guys know what that is. So if I didn't think that was really to physically kill me, I would not be sitting here before you right now.
Okay.
And so I really need to,
Okay.
All right, just to follow up, just to kind of get some reference, you keep talking about the community. How big is Columbus?
Oh my gosh. It was pretty big, but it wasn't like huge or anything. But there's a lot of communities and there's a lot of Islamic people.
Take Columbus as a whole, and again, you're an intelligent young lady. What percentage of Columbus would be Muslim?
I have no idea. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I don't. I wish I could. I'm going to look into that today. I'm going to research that. What percentage?
Well,
What's the number?
I didn't know if it was a large Muslim community or a small
well,
one.
To me, I guess, here's the thing. Put yourself in my shoes. I mean, of all you see is people that are Islam and from the religion and the Holocaust, it seems like it's you guys know the facts. You can look into it and see. But I mean, the mosque is huge. Let's say that. It's beautiful outside, but it's huge. there's a lot of people. Like when we went to mosque, like here, the downstairs is all the men, they would pray, and the upstairs is all for the women. It was packed, like no breathing air. So, yeah.
Okay. All right, going back a little bit, we come to the point where you make okay, things are really bad, you've got to go.
Yes.
What was the final, I think I'll go to Disneyland?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why Florida? Why not China? Like, well, why not
California
or Indiana? Here's the thing. Okay, I thought about that. I thought about, okay, let's look at this thing. My life is on the line. Okay, something like that. My life is on the line. Why would I leave my friends, my job, a great, bright future at an extremely amazing school, high education. Like, I was a good student. I took AP classes, the whole thing. The reason I chose Florida is because it was the farthest away from Ohio. Not to mention, I knew a couple other people here in Florida that if the Lorenzo said no, okay, whatever, fine, I'll go to, I didn't know anyone else from anywhere that would be willing.
Who else do you know in Florida besides
Rita Idson? Rita?
She lives there. Where she live at?
Jacksonville?
Okay. And again, a Facebook contact?
Yes, Facebook contact.
Okay. Who else?
That's it. That's it, really.
All right, let me ask you this. You left your home on what day?
Sunday.
Sunday, early in the morning, right?
Early in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you make let's back up. When did you make that decision? Okay, I'm going to Florida.
Florida? That night I wrote that note.
That the same night you left, you made a decision?
Yes, it was that decision. Because my mother had confronted me. That was the same night that my mom did.
Okay, so y'all had a major blowout. That night
yeah.
She grabbed the backpack and everything?
Everything of that sort. Yeah,
okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So when you left the house, did you leave the house with the specific intention of going to Florida, or were you just trying to chill out and then decide to go?
Honestly, I had an idea that either if it were not to be Florida, I would hide out.
Okay.
Hide out to some, because people in Columbus knew me.
Okay. You left the house about, 2:30 in the morning or something like that?
No, it was much later than that. It was probably about 7.
7 a.m.?
7. Because I knew my mom would, wake up in a couple hours.
Where did you go from the house?
Straight from the house. I literally grabbed my backpack. I went to someone called the Hobson family. Hobson. They were a couple blocks away, and they knew my situation. They could help. They were the only ones that I could think of.
They knew your situation as far as the abuse or as far as the religious
persecution.
Okay.
And they were...
Do you know their address? I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it's good.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. But I begged the mom to go.
Got their last names? You know what their first names are?
The girl goes to my school.
What's her name?
Kristen.
Okay. You live a couple of blocks away from your mom and dad's.
Mm-hmm.
So you went from your house to their house.
To their house.
And what did you do there?
And I begged her to take me to church.
Okay.
And to a Vineyard church. That was the closest church there.
Say it again.
Vineyard.
Vineyard, okay.
Vineyard church. And they had a service of 3 services. And that way that would give me time to figure out what to do. And
so at that point in time, you hadn't made a decision.
Yeah, I knew that I had to leave, if that's what you're asking. Like, go somewhere either to Ohio. Because the thing is, a lot of people were willing to take me in. Like Jamal Jalanji, I could give him a call. His family had offered. There's some, Sierra Klaus, Sierra Klaus, Sierra. Clouse.
Where's she?
Ohio State. She graduated, so you could probably find something for me.
Okay, so you convinced this family to take you to a church.
That's right, and I went to the church, and I stayed there all day.
And then where did you go?
And then, here's the thing. Then the police officer came. I was so scared to death. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
But I didn't know where to go, so I kind of stayed there. Praying that an angel would come and take me. I had no idea what I was going to do, and I didn't have a phone. So this police officer came and said, you need to leave. It was really late at night because they had to close the church.
Really late at night? About what time are we talking about?
11 o'clock late.
11 o'clock, okay.
Yeah, and this police officer, was like, he took me to the phone and he's like, call your parents. So imagine the fear right now, oh my gosh. but I told him, I said, my family's Christian, and my family's Muslim and I'm a Christian, and can I just, I'm staying over the friends for a night. That was a Hobson family, and can you just drop me there? I think it was a guard or something. I'm not sure. So he's like, okay, so give me a ride to the Hobson family.
So you go back to the Hobson family?
Yes, I went back, and then I stayed there all night.
Stayed the night there.
Stayed the night there, and the next day, I knew. I prayed. Honestly, I had figured out at the church that I had to go to Florida that night. I was like, I need to do something. So the only way I could get there was getting somewhere else. I needed to leave the church because I didn't know if the police had found something, if they had filed me missing. Can I ask you guys something?
Mm-hmm.
When did my parents file me as missing?